Is it that important for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos that they've stamped their authority that much on Manchester United? They're about to throw a load more cash down the drain. They are about to make one of the biggest financial mistakes that nearly every other manager has caused at this football club. And they can avoid it completely if they just use their heads and act sensible right now. The pressure that is mounting unfairly now, I feel, on Ten Hag. I've had my biggest issues with Ten Hag. But the noise and the stories going around right now and everything that's going on with the football club, I just need to get into it because it is bad. But the financial side of things, this will be a massive blunder for Ineos and not the right way to start off the new era of Manchester United and the new ownership. It's Forever United TV. I'm Adam, everybody. Welcome along to the live show tonight. Yes, we are back live. We had a break today. We put some other content out. We went out on the streets, talked to a few United fans, got a few more opinions out there, giving a chance to the public and the United fan base to have their say on a lot of subjects that are going on around the football club right now. Interesting. If you're not watching us on the short form content as well and on socials, do drop down in the description, guys. There's a load more other opinions coming out from Man United fans, other content that is coming out. It will eventually come out on YouTube as well, but most importantly right now, we've gathered all of the news that's gone around today. There definitely wasn't a live show this morning in terms of news about Manchester United, and definitely not O'Neill. I mean, everybody just needs to take a little bit of a seat with that situation. It's ridiculous right now. And yeah, we'll talk about it, but we've got plenty of other important stuff to get through. Give the video a like, please, people. Do subscribe to Forever United TV. And let's get involved in the chat. Everyone in the live section, hello, welcome. Stu has just got himself a membership on Forever United TV. One of our mods. Loving that, Stu. A few people have, let's just say, cancelled their memberships with other places. I love that even more. You know what I mean? And let's get into what is really important. And that's a proper adult conversation about everything going on off the pitch for Manchester United. Quickly, before we get into it, Kobbie Mainoo, hats off to you, my lad. What a performance that was last night. Shining lights. I would say him and Jarrod Bowen definitely gave Gareth Southgate a massive headache. But hey, that's internationals. Everyone is back. Thank God it is over. Like Wednesday today. It's obviously Thursday tomorrow. Clearly it's Thursday tomorrow. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up, but I just feel like it's getting closer to the real football away from international break. And it does seem like we've got no injuries. So let's start this off on a positive by saying Manchester United are back in training with no new injuries. And players actually coming back to fitness as well. Martinez back in full training for 2 days now. In a couple of days, we will have Ten Hag's press conference, which will update us on all of the injury situations. Hopefully, that's good news as well. But yeah, in terms of players and what's happening on the pitch, that is it. Nothing else. It's all talk about off the pitch. Manchester United right now in a position with Ten Hag, and the noises and all the rumours and all the stories coming out. Graham messaged me earlier on. Great message and point from Graham. I completely agree with what he said in it as well, which was, and I alluded to this when we went stealth mode and got Omar Barada through without any of the world's media or football media catching on to what was going on. They were devastated when that broke. The fact that the first person to break that news was Ornstein tells you everything about how well United did in getting Omar Barada over the line without anyone finding out. It was a complete stealth mode, and it does seem, and Graham mentioned this before, that the world's media, the football media, the ones that we know all too well when reporting on Manchester United, have just gone with everything they possibly can. They left no stone unturned in trying to find news, snippets, rumours, anything on United before it actually breaks. They have gone into full-on meltdown. It's like they got the full-on headmaster into assembly treatment and dressed down by their bosses. It's like, how did Manchester United take one of City's most successful and important members of staff without any of you realising what had gone on? Shame on you, British media and football media, for not realising this and picking up on it. Shame on you for not finding out before it was actually brought by Man United. And yeah, I think that is the kick up the arse the media have had. And ever since then, like Graham said to me earlier on, he's dead right on it. I agree completely. They have been on every tiny little bit of gossip or whatever they can make into a story that they possibly can. And we are just laughing at them right now. Like, seriously, last night, Gary O'Neill, like, I like Mark Ogden, I do. I think there is truth in the story, and Manchester United are scoping out absolutely everyone. But my God, everyone has jumped onto it. Like, it's nothing news. They're going to the best and trying to make sure that Manchester United don't make mistakes that have happened before. This is nothing spectacular, guys. It's nothing at all. Where Ineos spend their money is up to them. If they want to get the best in class and take coaches, managers away from other clubs that they think can benefit United, let them get on with it. The one thing that I don't want to happen right now is adding to that, let's just call it outbox, costings, negative, whatever you want to call it in terms of Manchester United's finances. Over the last 10 years, Manchester United have blown £57 million in compensation in paying off other managers that just haven't fit the bill. There is not one manager that Ineos has mentioned or has been linked with. I'm not saying Ineos have mentioned it. I'm just saying anyone that Ineos have been linked with or anyone United have been linked for bringing in to replace Erik ten Hag. There's not one that is fit for purpose. Not one that you can guarantee you won't be making the same mistake you're about to make, which is by paying Ten Hag and all of his staff, which is going to cost a bleeding fortune, paying them all the compensation just to get them out of the club and joining the rest of the failures that has been over the last 10 years. It started in 2014 when we had to pay Moyes off. It's just carried on. Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal and Ralph Rangnick and Solskjaer in the same bleeding season. It cannot happen again. Ineos cannot start this way. You've got a manager there that has won something and qualified for the Champions League. There's a chance that that can happen again today. And everyone is just jumping on this story and it keeps getting used and used in different ways and reported in different ways because there's nothing else to talk about. It all comes down to Ten Hag getting the results. It comes down to Ten Hag winning something, qualifying for the Champions League. Well, let's be honest. If it was Ten Hag in situ at the start of next season, he didn't qualify for the Champions League or win the FA Cup, I'd still feel more confident than if we'd have sacked him and De Zerbi was in, Potter was in and Southgate was in. I would. And a few of the other managers. It's ridiculous. You don't need to pay. So if we are wanting to get rid of Ten Hag and his staff, it could cost nearly 20 million. It's a bleeding waste. Just, you know what I mean? Just like work with it. At least let him see this contract out. Let's start the season with Ten Hag. And then if it's going wrong, you won't have as much to pay because he would have seen out 2 full years and started his 3rd year. So the compensation factor won't be as bad. Just don't jump the gun, Ineos, and make this massive, massive mistake because, again, you are falling into the same trap that every other manager that's been brought in has caused for this football club. And that's knee-jerk, fast-firing, Western showdown shoot-off that Man United always do. Quick, get the gun out first, bang, gone. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that anymore. Them days have to be gone when Ineos take over. Otherwise, you're convincing no one. And if you want to bring this fan base on board with your vision and what you want to bring to the football club, then you cannot be just sacking Ten Hag because of what he's done before. I don't like what he's done before, but seriously, you're going to have to bring someone else to the table to convince United fans if you're going to get rid of Ten Hag. You cannot go with what is actually being rumoured in them papers and in the media right now. You cannot go with that. It is not good enough, and no one in this fan base is having it at all. Ten Hag's stock is the highest it's ever been. Southgate's is the lowest it's ever been. Potter's not even existent, and De Zerbi's probably the lowest it's been since he came to fruition, 18 months ago? Like he's won nothing. Settle down. He isn't good enough for Manchester United right now. He needs to do more for me. Ten Hag knows this club inside and out now. He's the perfect man for Ineos to start with. Granted, if it does not work out next season, do what you want, Ineos. But don't jump the gun before you've even started. 57 million wasted already. It's an absolute farce. Like, how much are we going to blow on wages? Not just on players, but clearly here on all of the managerial and coaching staff that have been at this football club the last decade since Sir Alex left. Stop it now. Make a stand. Ten Hag in at the start of next season. Let's see how we get off. Like, if we're halfway through the season, it's going downhill. You've got, 6 months of a contract to deal with, and it's not as bad as what it is now. If you want to pay him off now, we're going to be looking at, over the last 10 years, upwards of 70 million wasted because we haven't managed to find the right manager and the right team around him. It is an absolute joke. I have gone on there quickly for about 10 minutes, guys. My God, I'm sorry. I'm going to get into the chat. Grim Kitty, I'm a Millwall supporter, but I like to put you in the background whilst I'm working, following the MUTD soap opera. Thanks for that, Grim. And thanks for putting us on in the background and listening to us all melt away in despair. Erik ten Hag has bought 16 players. None has worked. It's actually sickening. I agree we need to stop changing manager. However, Ten Hag is not improving United at all. Ollie should have gotten his players. I agree with that in some ways. Ollie was concerning in his tactics. Ten Hag has been concerning with his. Like, Naps, I'm not having it all 16 have failed. It's definitely not. You can't tell me that Rasmus Højlund has been a failure. Ericsson was a free, no-brainer. Casemiro, come on. Seriously, Martinez, good. Yeah, but for injuries and the medical staff at United, you could have had Martinez right up there completely quashing your argument, and Malacia. Do you know what I mean? It's not all bad for Ten Hag. Most of his signings, I would say 70-30 have failed for me. I do. I don't like the players that he's brought in, a lot of them anyway. But Onana is turning it around, and we don't know what Mason Mount's going to do. He is going to be fully fit and available, by the way, for Brentford. We may get to see him. The picture could look completely different for Ten Hag if we get this right. The start of April. If we get the start of April right, everyone could be looking at this and going, this is a completely different ballgame altogether. And Ten Hag is now looking like he's got something about him. I would love it for him to make it impossible for Ineos to get rid of him. I don't like what Ten Hag says in his press conferences. I don't like his post-match reactions when we lose. I think he's full of excuses. But he is a damn sight better than what's being linked with Manchester United. I don't like, if he doesn't get Champions League, then I'm with all the pundits, I'm with all the media, I'm with all United fans who think that isn't good enough for Manchester United. It isn't. It isn't. And serious consideration needs to be had for Erik ten Hag and his future at the football club. But it's not for bringing in Potter, Southgate, De Zerbi, any of these managers. Not at all. They're not going to do any better. And what happens when Ten Hag gets the chance to get rid of the deadwood and then start afresh? This is it right now. 2 years in. Like I always said, give everyone 2 years. Managers, players, if you don't see improvement after 2 years, then you can start criticising. Like right now, Ten Hag, he's right on the brink of having a good second year or a disastrous second year. It could go either way, but we have to give him that chance and get behind him from now until the end of the season. We can moan and criticise. We're allowed to do that. We're fans. We're actually United fans that can have our say, and that's why we do channels like this, to have our say on it. We can criticise what he's done on the game, but the whole picture right now, for me, is that Ten Hag is a damn sight better off at Man United than a lot of them other duck eggs that are being linked with this bleeding job. Like, seriously, it's a joke. But the pressure that is mounting right now from the media, I mean, my God, we've heard nothing but Ten Hag is losing his job since Ineos have come in. Like, everyone is saying the same thing. What if he wins the FA Cup and gets qualification for the Champions League? What if that happens? What is everybody going to say? I know it's a big if. I know. I'm clutching at a few of them straws. I know. But I just feel like the media has definitely slaughtered him and thrown him under the bus with everything that could go wrong. It's like, for instance, I'm just going to bring up a couple of bits of other news regarding Manchester United's situation right now. Actually, I just want to go through what we were just talking about there. In 2014, it cost United $5 million to part ways with David Moyes. When Louis van Gaal left, the cost documented in the accounts was $8 million. Well, that rose to $20 million for Jose Mourinho's exit in 2018. The accounts detailing the departures of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ralf Rangnick arrived in the same year and totaled $24 million, with several coaches leaving too. It's an eye-watering cost for those 5 managers to deliver 2 trophies. Erik ten Hag has added a third after winning last season's Carabao Cup, but his future is in jeopardy right now. Like, he's already done more than nearly all of them managers, and we want him out of the door. Like, he needs to improve. Yes, he does need to improve, but unless you're throwing Nagelsmann at me or Ancelotti, or someone like that, then I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'd rather have Ten Hag because the others are not good enough. Ajax are considering taking Van der Gaag. That's another story coming out from Football International. United assistant manager Michel van der Gaag is in the frame to become Ajax's next boss. It is reported that the Dutch heavyweights are considering making a move for him ahead of next season. Van der Gaag worked at Ajax with Ten Hag prior to joining Manchester United in 2022. That, again, another story that's come out. That's from international media, again, over in Holland, picked up by the MEN, and another member of Ten Hag's team supposedly on his way out of the door. It just seems like they're just like thinning everything out. They're diluting everything, aren't they? Anything possible to push Ten Hag out even more is happening and being talked about right now. There's no smoke without fire. We know this. It does look inevitable to me. I'm building up all of this case, but deep down inside me, I've still got that feeling, like most of you, that Erik Ten Hag is on his bike. He's on his bike at the end of the season. He really is. The news about O'Neill last night as well, guys. I mean, get your opinions in on that. It was mainly for a coach's role. O'Neill isn't going to go for that, let's be honest. You'd have to be absolutely stupid to go from being a manager and progressing like he has done at Bournemouth, wrongly dismissed there for me, and then at Wolves. Nah, there's not a chance in hell that O'Neill is going to give up a manager. If he did, then it would be for money, and I think he would look like a bit of an idiot. I really do. That's my opinion on that. I think it would be clear. If he came to United as a coach, then it would be to everybody watching from the outside that he's just taking the money, because that's the only way you're going to take a guy who is, like I said, progressing with a team like Wolves to the mid-table status that they are and doing well, going from the manager's job and having the power there to them being a number 2 or even possibly a number 3 or just a coach. You're being paid stupid amounts of money to leave, and you are chasing the Wonga. That's all I see that as. That is. Right, let's get into the chat, shall we? We have a new member in the house straight out. We have just hit 100 likes. Thank you so much, guys. New member is Z, donated by the Honest Tiger, legend. All of you members who was in on the TIFO live stream last night on the watch along for England, thank you so much for joining us. We absolutely smashed it, guys. I'm looking to get them numbers back, and I will let you know how we did on that. But yeah, really appreciate you all joining me. I will be back on there for the Brentford game, so there's a lot more to it. There's a bit more bite in this one because it's actually United and it's not kamikaze Southgate with that talented England squad that cannot get results together for love nor money. 5 new members have just joined again. Gabriel, thank you so much for donating them. They've gone to Garsha1, Big Game Player, Alex, Dim Beam, and Dave Sharples. Welcome to the members club. Thank you so much, Gabriel, as well. I love that. Any tickets going for the semis? I think they have dropped today. Graham would usually update us on that, but Graham has told me he's in work, so he's struggling today. But I'm going to go back up here and get through some of your comments now as well. Paul Greaves, no one will ever convince me that Diogo Costa wasn't a better option than Onana. I know what you mean by that. I know we have got Onana and we have to back him, but watch Costa over the next 3 years. He will be at a big club soon. More than likely, mate. I do agree. More than likely. Judge and Joey says, be well happy to see Martinez back. That'll be a great press conference from Ten Hag if he announces players like Martinez being back. It really will. Stephanie says, United have won 4 trophies in 10 years since Fergie and lost 2 finals. Eric has won 1 and lost 1 and possibly has another final pending. Let's wait and see at the end of the season, says Stephanie. I think a lot of people are on that one, Stephanie, and agreeing with you on that one as well. Defied says, the only improvement I have seen this year is Scott Mainu coming through is different. Is Scott Mainu? Who is Scott Mainu? Kobe? Mainu, maybe? Anthony says, Ineos would have no evidence to sack Ten Hag right now. He has to be scrutinised under the new structure. If he's backed and still fails, then it's time to look at the managerial situation. Boxing Straight Talk, I agree on sacking failing managers. The only reason all these managers get sacked is because they're not delivering. Why would any board back failing managers? Again, yeah, I totally agree on that, Boxing. It is the case. Like, if you're not delivering, then you're out the bleeding door. Like, you're in charge of the biggest club in the world and the players. I just feel like he does ultimately deserve that chance, don't he, to work under Ineos properly. He really does deserve that chance at least to see if he can bring in a few more players, get rid of the players that have got in the way. Like, beforehand, Manchester United managers have wanted players like Martial out the door. They've wanted to sell certain players, bring certain players in, and have been stopped. Every single manager has been hampered by the hierarchy at United and the way the club is run. Maybe now with a football structure, we will see the first manager. So you've got a manager in place right now who knows all of the bad players, who knows the ins and outs of the football club, knows the talent coming through the academy, and now you've got a structure above him that's going to support him. Just give him the start of the season. Even if it doesn't go wrong this season, even if it doesn't go right this season and it goes completely wrong, let's just give Ten Hag the start of next season rather than jumping the gun. I'll go back to it again and I'll keep reiterating what I'm saying in this. Unless he fails and Nagelsmann's on the table. For me, that's my personal opinion. That's me just saying how I would do it. It doesn't mean that that is right. It doesn't mean that I am the oracle and this is how Man United should be working and everyone should listen to what I say and it's gospel. I mean, no. Everyone's got an opinion. That's mine on the situation. I'll stand by that. It has to be someone that blows my mind and convinces me that he's going to do a better job than Ten Hag. We have another member in the house, which was gifted by General Foodie, and that is Matthew Griffin. Welcome, Matthew, to the Members Club. Our eighth new member of the show so far. I love that. In principle, I am not against the final year for Erik Ten Hag, but we all know how final years go for managers. This is where it gets complicated. We've said this before. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but usually in the final year, they either get backed with a new contract or they are sacked. Backed or sacked. That's the way it goes with managers. I think United would be the same. I think Ineos would look at it and go, look, we get through half the season, it looks like we're competing and we're right up there. Negotiate a new deal. By all means, go for it. Give him some assurances. Because if Ten Hag is going in blind into next season and there's no offer on the table, where is his head at? Can he fully commit to United? Can we fully commit to him being a manager and the targets that he is giving his opinion on and the way he wants to build Manchester United? It just doesn't work. Managers do need assurances. And where I am with everyone for letting him see how he does under the new structure, I understand that, but I understand the reality, which is a manager is never going to go into a last year knowing that he hasn't got another contract offer on the table. It's like we've seen the situation with David Moyes. Even he has come out and said, look, there's an offer on the table now. I'm deciding whether I want to take it. It should always be there, I feel, especially coming into the second half of the season. By all means, you could have got rid of Ten Hag by the January transfer window of next season if it's not working. And like I said at the top of the show, that way, Ineos are not wasting as much money and it's looking like Manchester United are running a proper ship again and are acting like a proper football club. Players down tools and our players just looking for an excuse. Or do you know what? This is the down in tools of players. It's good for Ten Hag now because he's got a few coming back. So we're talking about Ten Hag players and the signings that he's made. He's now got, coming back after this international break, two key players in key positions for him, in Martinez and Mason Mount coming back. So, in a way, it sort of shows Ten Hag up for what he is. Can he make use of what he has spent? Not what he spent, because the club's the one that negotiated the deals. Let's get that right. The players he wanted bringing in, because they are Ten Hag players. Mason Mount back in this squad now. Let's see what Ten Hag can do with him. He's done right by him and made sure that this injury isn't going to be a recurring one. He's given him the full recovery time that he could possibly get, which was long, let's be honest. He's been off for 4 months this season. Now he's back. Let's see how he utilises him. Have we treated Martinez right this time? Have we made sure that injury is okay with him back? Mount back, a fully fit Rasmus Højlund as well. Man United are looking quite decent for Ten Hag anyway, because he's the one who has said all along that when everyone is fit, the process will work. Well, everyone barring Luke Shaw, who isn't a million miles away and could still be seen this season, everyone is fit and is going to be available with some fully rested players. Like, seriously, guys, like going into that Brentford game, we've said it before, Dalot played one game. Rasmus Højlund needed more games, only played one, which is good. Eriksen got the game time he needed. Everyone who needed game time got game time. Everyone who needed a rest got a rest. I said it the other day, like Manchester United's whole back four at weekend could have hardly played any football over the last 2 weeks. Wan-Bissaka, Martinez, Varane, no international duty at all. And then you're looking at Dalot, who's played one game for Portugal, raring to go. The midfield, you could have Bruno, who's had the rest of this week off, Casemiro, who's not played at all, and Kobbie Mainoo, who's played a combined 90 minutes over 2 games for England. It's not bad, is it? Rasmus Højlund's got the game time he needed. He's back up front. What we do with Marcus Rashford, I do not know. And Garnacho obviously has made his appearances for Argentina as well. So I think we're going into the last stage of the season. There's no excuses on the table. We're in great shape. And United, I feel now, have got zero excuses. Absolutely zero excuses. Graham says tickets filtering through. Some have had their accounts deducted. Not all done yet. Yeah, semi-final tickets, 33,000 of them. Definitely takes a while to get through from the football club. But yeah, fully expect to be at Wembley on the 21st of April. That's going to be an epic day, that one, guys. Check out the content on that day. Has to work the hands behind his back, but Erik ten Hag had to work with his hands behind his back, but you still have to look at the key decisions he has made. They have been poor. Can he make up for it and turn everyone's opinion round? That's what you've got to look at with Ten Hag. I am with the majority, which I think is he's a dead man walking. I would just love him to make it impossible for the club to get rid of him now. Like, go and prove me wrong. Go and prove all United fans wrong that have doubted you. Win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League. It's there. It's in our hands pretty much. If we can win, like I said, if we can win 8 games, then I think we're in. I do. Concentrate on getting them. This is going to be one hell of an end to a season. It really is. And then entering one crazy-ass summer for Manchester United. I said before, like the calm and the lull that international break has been is just the calm before the storm and what's about to come. Manchester United, I think I counted like from Brentford through to the end of April, I think it's 7 or 8 games we've got to play, and we're not even in Europe. That's how many games we've got coming up. Like 12 games to squeeze in now in 2 months for Manchester United. I do feel like it could be the season ending that we've been waiting for years, because I can't remember the last time we finished the season strongly. Into other news, I'm just keeping an eye over everything, guys. Keep your comments coming in. We've got a lot of defenders out on loan. Like, I mean, guys, here's one for you. I just wanted to get your opinions on this. I've not asked my chat on this yet, I don't think. So, FUTV community, where are you at with Joshua Kimmich? Barcelona have reeled themselves out of it. Is he a player like that you would take at Manchester United? He's a quality player. He really is. I want to get your opinions on Kimmich right now. According to Spanish outlet Sport, Barcelona will not pursue a move for Bayern Munich midfielder Joshua Kimmich in this forthcoming summer's transfer window. The German has been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford in the last few months ahead of his contract expiring in June 2025. This summer represents the last chance for clubs to try and sign him in a cut price deal. United have been linked with the prospect of signing him, likewise several other big name heavyweights. However, it has been reported that Barcelona have now pulled out of the race to sign him ahead of next season and will instead try and swoop for him in the summer of 2025 when he becomes a free agent. This, again, is showing you exactly where the world of football is with the likes of financial fair play, PSR, clubs waiting and players holding out until contracts are finished so they can just move and guarantee that move. This is where it's going. This is where it's going with football right now. And I think players have cottoned onto it. Players know that clubs can't afford the similar wage packages that they were getting at the big clubs before. The rules have changed, PSR and financial fair play combined across all of Europe. So they're now waiting it out and then allowing clubs to come in and bid for them, either in the last year of the contract, take them for a cut price, or in fact wait it out and then take them on a free so they can afford to take their wages then. That's where we're at with it. Joshua Kimmich, is he that experienced midfielder that you can get on the cheap, is what my question is to you guys. He's obviously not the youngest midfielder out there that we can get, but it's a case of if he is the right price and we can get him in on comfortable wages, is he good to have around Manchester United for the next 3 years while we develop a Kobbie Mainoo or another young midfielder coming in? That's what we're asking. That's the question, I think. Louise says, you're probably right. They knew it was coming long before we did. I'm not sure what that is. Kimmich would be expensive, though. Not with 1 year left, he wouldn't, Gabriel, I don't think. That's why, I think the only reason why we're discussing him. Kimmich may be another Schweinsteiger. Need to check his injury record, or check his injury record, and how much he'll play. If Casemiro goes, maybe a good alternative, but need to do our due diligence. Good test for Ineos. At 29, I'd only take him if Casemiro goes. Casemiro being the common denominator in all of these comments here right now. I understand it completely. Guys, please give the video a like. We are over 150 now. Loving it. Back on track with the interest in football as real football is coming back this weekend, it would seem, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video that we put out earlier on. Make sure you go over there and watch it. It's like a 6-minute video there of talking to United fans outside Old Trafford, getting their opinions on some things that have been playing on their minds, an unpopular opinion style video. But I hope you all enjoyed that. Give the video a like and please do hit that subscribe button if you are tuning in for the first time. Also, if you could download our SofaScore app, bottom right hand corner there is a QR code for you guys. It's completely free, and brings you the best stats and ratings football app out there, guys. From stuff off the pitch and news circulating your club to in-game and build-up and aftermath. It is the best app out there, guys. Ranked in the top 20 on the App Store as well. So, yeah, get onto it, guys. It all helps the channel and it gives you the best free football app that there is. And it is the best. It really is. So, yeah, really appreciate that, guys. And, yeah, get your comments in on the Kimmich and the Casemiro conundrum. Roddy says, I think that's why we should keep Casemiro, Adam. Simpler, I think. Kaz says she thought it was audacious. If you've seen the video, you know what Kaz is talking about there. I think we should stick with Casemiro. You know what, when we said it yesterday, and we were talking about it with Jay, I said, should we stick with Casemiro? Everyone is going to stick with Casemiro if you're only being offered something similar in the first place. Like, everyone wants him to stay. It's like, why are Ineos making it difficult for themselves in the first summer? You don't have to make that much of a step. Yeah, you do have to convince everyone. And I've said this is important and is a perfect opportunity for him to act this summer. But Casemiro is not causing this team or this club, in my opinion, any problems at all. Rashford is. Sancho is. Anthony's debatable in terms of his quality and everything like that. There are worse issues and bigger issues at this football club than what Casemiro is. He's not even an issue. All that's being brought up with Casemiro is his age and his wages. If Casemiro wasn't on that bumper contract with them stupendous wages, no one would be even bringing his name up when it comes to a transfer window and him possibly leaving. It really wouldn't. But every journalist, again, is saying the same thing. Every one of them is saying Casemiro likely to leave. Erik ten Hag looks like a dead man walking. He's definitely going to go. I mean, change the record. I agree with Van der Sar over Big Pete. Yes, Stu, on that video earlier on. I think a lot of people actually do. 60 million Kimmich value at the moment. Let's say 50 without competition. Not on 1 year left. There's no chance. Like Gabriel, if that was the case, you're wide berth, aren't you? Big wide berth. You're going nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. If Casemiro is being moved on, then I'm all for Kimmich. His wages can be offset if we get rid of other big earners. Gabriel agrees. Thank you. Sim, Manu needs a mentor. Who would you have, Casemiro or McTominay? I think you answered the question there, mate, in asking it. Guys, on the video from today, the guy who said, I think it's audacious. I can't stop saying it. It's so funny. He reminds me of a large Saka. Kaz just didn't want to say the obvious F word there. He was a star. United tax, United brand that sells papers, gets clicks, simple, says big game player. Hopefully that it is going to be different under Ineos. We will see, won't we? We will see. United willing to sell Christian Eriksen this summer. Is he one of them players? He's not on mega money. I don't think we're going to get much for him. Saudi Pro League are interested in him. According to reports by the Football Insider, United are willing to let Christian Eriksen quit the club this forthcoming summer. Eriksen joined United in 2022 summer transfer window and has expressed his frustrations at his lack of game time recently. He recently confirmed he had held talks with Erik ten Hag about the lack of opportunities. There are plenty of suitors for him out there. That really is why I think we are looking at bringing in two midfielders, really. Like, if you're losing Eriksen, you're possibly talking about Casemiro going. You've only got Kobbie Mainoo who's come through. Donny van der Beek isn't going to get anywhere near this team. We're going to end up paying someone to get rid of that guy. It is... It's a lot, isn't it? Casemiro doesn't need to go anywhere. The more you look at it, the more you break it down, like, Casemiro, just stay. Like, United, just see sense, please, and keep Casemiro in the team. Because you're not going to find that perfect replacement when you've so much other work to do within this squad in players that need to be brought in. It's just not going to work. It really isn't. So let's just keep to that, I say. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're on the road to 50k. That's from our mod, General Foodie. Also one of the good members of the channel as well, who does plenty of donating. We're only 11 likes away from 200, guys. Mega attempt from you guys tonight. Thank you so much. So please do keep giving the video a like as well as we go forward. Last night, Gareth Southgate addressed the Marcus Rashford is carrying a knock situation and explained why Rashford did not. And I made a short about this. I've done a video and I spoke about it yesterday as well, about Rashford and how I feel like his England career is pretty much over. I look at it and then go, look, he's got players ahead of him now. And Gareth Southgate said it. Gareth Southgate said he wanted to have another look at Anthony Gordon in action. That was the reason behind Marcus Rashford not featuring against England for England in the 2-2 draw with Belgium. Rashford, for the second game running, was named on the bench as England continued their preparations for the summer's European Championships. Foden and Bowen started in the wide areas, supporting Tony. Rashford stepped off the bench 15 minutes against Brazil on Saturday. It was thought he would add to that tally against Belgium. Southgate, when asked about it, and is it due to his injury, or reported injury for Rashford, he said, no, I wanted to see Anthony Gordon again. I thought he had an excellent impact in the first game, and I thought that James Maddison coming into that area could open things up for us a bit. So Southgate has pretty much backed up what I was saying yesterday on Marcus Rashford, in that there are other players that are wanting to do more and want it more than him, and Southgate is being made to pick these players. It's clear, like, Rashford is in trouble with his England career. Like, this, And I said it yesterday, this needs to be the biggest slap in the face for Marcus Rashford and tell him what he needs to be doing. Like, he needs to be doing more, and he needs to give everything to United from now until the end of the season. I actually seen it as a positive, because I thought, you know what? If he's now being told by England, where he's always had it cushed that he needs to work harder, then maybe that will be that moment where Marcus Rashford realises he has to do more. And we get the benefit of that at United, because he's going to smash it from now until the end of the season. Then we can sell him in the summer. No, it's not a perfect world. Never mind. 200 likes in the bag. Thank you so much, everybody. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You have been awesome on tonight's stream. And thank you for joining us. Premier League in the know. You need to remember we paid that amount for Casemiro and the wages when we were in the mud. No one would come. We got to superstar. Now we disrespect him crazy. I don't know who is disrespecting Casemiro. I don't disrespect Casemiro on this channel. And I think United need to keep him. Like, one more season of Casemiro at least isn't going to do us any harm. It's really not. I think it's the right thing to do. I really do. I'd be disappointed if we let him go, because I don't know if we're in the market. I mean, we're probably in the market for other players, but I don't know what type of players we're in the market for. And that, for me, is the biggest worry. Have we got enough about us to bring in an adequate replacement? Toby Collier is 20 now. If he's close enough, then we only need one more midfielder. Ed, I understand that, but we're lacking in experience in our team now. We're talking about the likes of Varane and Casemiro possibly leaving the football club. Eriksen, like we just spoke about then. You need more. You need more. Like, it's hard to see how Manchester United get all this business done. Like, I said this the other day, like, the negotiations with Dan Ashworth and what's going on there right now shows you how Ineos are going to play ball. They're not going to bend over backwards for anyone when it comes to bringing players in. So they need as much time as possible this summer to get deals done. They're not going to get that because the Euros are kicking off the summer. Then the tour kicks in July, and you know nothing gets done while we're on the tour, business-wise or transfer-wise. So, yeah, realistically, looking at it, I would say United are definitely in a situation where speed is of the essence, really. And we need to get our skates on. We really do. If Manchester United sack Erik ten Hag in the summer, who's the best person for the job? I'm sure you've asked me this several times, Michael. I would only take Julian Nagelsmann or Ancelotti. They're my top two. I would consider Tuchel. I would. But no one else. Zidane won't come, so I'm not even bringing him into it. No one else really is up there alongside Ten Hag out of everyone else. At the end of the day, how many do you think will leave? 12 to 13 players will leave Manchester United this summer, Honest Tiger. That's what I think. That includes all of the people that are out on loan, that contracts are running out as well, of which there is a few. There really is. Can you please give the wife a shout, Mel, as she's watching her second live show? Thanks. Stephen, tell Mel... There's the shout out. Big up to Mel for watching her second live show. And thank you for the super chat, my man. Wesley Mank says, Casa can do job. One thing for sure, we ain't winning a fair play league. He's a moving target for referees. Oh, we know that. Sat is in the house with a comment says, maybe a little unpopular, but if Casemiro goes, let's get Fellaini back for a shorter spell. Knows the club, Premier League experience, and give Højlund much needed relief as an emergency striker. Your thoughts, Adam? Never go back, Sat, is my thoughts on that. And I would not want Marouane Fellaini back in Manchester United. He's too old. Is he not retired? Like, he must be past it now. I'm sure he retired. I honestly have faith in Erik ten Hag going forward. Guy deserves a chance, really, says Gary. A lot of people are saying the same thing, Gary. A lot of people are saying the same thing. But guys, that pretty much is all of your news, and you're up to date with everything going on with Manchester United right now. We close in on the weekend. I'll be back tomorrow live at 12 o'clock. So do join us then, guys. That will be your midday show. We start to build up to Brentford then over Thursday and Friday. Ten Hag will be talking on Friday as well. So we'll get all the inside track on all of them injuries and everything else. So yeah. Just then, we've got 5 new members just before we finish. Donated by Stephen Harper. What a legend. What a legend. And Mark Glover, hello to you as well. Them members are Sat has got 1. Firestarter. Abs MUFC. Is that Balili? I think I've said that right. And Chris. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Members Club, guys. That's another 12 members alone just on this show. Stephen Harper, you are not slowly, actually fast moving up that table of legends at this football club. God, on this channel. God, yeah, talking too much United today. But yeah, guys, that is it. We are all done and dusted. Thank you so much for the super chats. All new members, welcome to the Members Club. And everyone joining us tonight, all your comments have been brilliant. We've got through quite a lot there. Happy that's out of the way. And the international break is out of the way. Because from now on, it's all full steam ahead. Brentford this weekend. Who is back? All I want to know is who is fit and available. Guys, have a great evening. I will see you all tomorrow. Forever United TV, I'm Adam. I'm out of here.